Guess who's back? Oh, did you miss me? How is everybody on this lovely, lovely first of the month? I didn't really want anything, don't have a damn thing to talk about. I just wanted to stop by and say hello because I'm having a good day and I'm in a really good space. I started my day feeling grateful. Well, first of all, I started my day with a honey grant in my face because, what is privacy or personal space? It let me know a few things. Number one, she somehow memorized the key code to my door locks because I literally woke up and she was standing there. She had been school shopping and she wanted me to know about it. And that's just what it was. Like, wake the hell up, get up, and look at these clothes. So, that's how my day started. But that's all cool and fine. But just looking at her and looking at my baby girl be a mommy, it just made me grateful because as small as it may seem to other people, or it might not be somebody else's get down, my children were always the dream. As long as I can remember being me, there are a great varied things that I wanted in life, but more than anything, I wanted to be a mommy. I was all of 10 years old dreaming about grandkids. Like, I wanted my family, and then I wanted the family house, and I wanted the grandkids to be able to come and look at where the tree house that their parents played in, and me, giving them lemonade and telling them stories, regaling them with stories of their parents' childhood on the front porch while we, eat the cookies and drink lemonade or cocoa or just whatever. That was a huge part of my dream. Now, of course, life got to life, and then dreams defer, and you have to do other things to survive and get by. But for so long, that was the dream. And I sometimes have to remind myself that regardless to what it looks like to anybody else, my prayers have been answered and I am living my dream right now. I'm in the middle of it. And that's something to be grateful for. And when my children were growing up, I guess the way I taught them to structure a prayer is every night we would we would sit in a circle, and each person would go around a circle. Each person would tell one thing that they were grateful for, one thing that they were sorry for, and one thing that they wanted. And that's how we would, hey, Jay Dunn, how you doing, boo? So I guess today, one of the things that I'm grateful for is my family and for God granting me that dream because I'm right in the middle of it. Every day that they breathe and live and grow, and I got kids going off to college and kids getting married and kids having babies and starting new careers and building families of their own. That's my dream, and I'm right in it. I'm right here for it. So that's something that I am extremely grateful for. I am sorry for all of the times that I reach for all the things that I don't have, or I wish I had, or what I coulda, shoulda, woulda, instead of focusing on what's good in my life. And the thing that I want more than anything is for my children to come to that revelation at an earlier point in their lives, to be happy right where they are, to not to get stagnated and not want to grow. I'm 111 years old and I still want to grow and I still want to evolve and learn things, but I have to slow down and appreciate how far I've come and where I'm at right now. So that's it. Jay Dunn, how is my sound? Because I'm using a headset that I've never used with this particular device. How's my sound? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Or am I talking to myself? So yeah, that's pretty much how my day is going over here in Newbieville. I've been I did a little video yesterday because I was okay, thank you. I was what was I watching? I don't know. But We hear the word jealous and hater and hating so much in these parts. And everything does not come down to somebody being jealous or hating. Every time a person don't agree with you or your lifestyle, whether they're being maliciously judgmental or not, does not mean that they're hating on you. And different don't necessarily mean better or worse. It's just different. Like me, for instance, I don't get bent out of shape about what I was just talking about. My beautiful African tribe. I know it's a lot of kids. Do you think I need somebody to come tell me that's a whole lot of damn kids? I know I raised them. More than that, I gave birth to them. I know that's a lot of people. And I know that's not for everybody. But long gone are the times when I let it get to me, when the people would make comments like, you are a walking incubator. All of these things, like you would be hard pressed to find a so-called put down about me and all the kids that I haven't heard before. I done heard them all, you know, but that's my thing. It may not be yours. I used to kind of look at women who chose early on not to have kids. Like, why not? Why don't you want children? And to be honest, I don't exactly look at it like this anymore, but my first thought would be, what the hell is wrong with you that you don't want kids? I thought those type of people were selfish. Or I don't know what I thought they were, but to me, that was a problem. But it's not my place to make that judgment. That's your life. Do with it what you will. Because I do appreciate women, both women and men, who recognize I'm not fit to be a parent at this point. I want to live my life. I want to do whatever it is that they want to do. I'm not patient enough. I'm not selfless enough, because it takes a lot of that. But at the same time, while we're on this topic, let me tell you something. From the woman with all the children, children don't stop you. They don't squash your dreams. They actually make you fight harder for them. In my case, I don't know how that worked for anybody else, but for me, my kids never stopped me from doing one damn thing that I wanted to do. I went and I done it anyway. Now, if I would have had my way, I would have just been, hey T, hey Angie, I would have just been a homemaker through and through from beginning to end. But I was stubborn and bullheaded, and all you have to do is tell me what I cannot have, and I will go get it, whether I want it or not. And I know that don't make a whole lot of sense. I'm just telling you me. I never wanted the career. I never wanted the career. That's why I retired early, because I didn't want to do it in the first place. I wanted to be at home with my kids. But somebody said that my life was never going to amount to anything but milk and shitty diapers. And I had, I'll show you. Watch this. Mm, for me, it was not so much. And I appreciate the book knowledge that I have. I appreciate all of the experiences. They made me me, but they didn't make me better or worse than anybody else. Babies are for young people. Well, it just depends. Because some young people are wrapped up in their youngness and they don't need to have children right then. They need to go live. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna put the bag down. He burst it. I'm back, y'all. Who walks in the middle of my speech? A young person. My daughter fussing about her baby. They done went to the store and she said the baby done threw everything, but what the heck is that? She done threw everything on the counter. But you paid for it. You see how that worked? You could have said no. Y'all done made me lose my train. I don't even know what I was talking about. All right, I gotta go get some. All right, be safe. Um, I'm gonna get her when I go to the school shop. I will ask Austin for some shoe money for her so we can go in, but he ain't really seen in the mood, so I'm gonna wait a couple days. Mm-hmm. Do it closer to Friday. Love you. Be safe. I love how I don't get asked to babysit this one in particular. It's like, I'm bringing you your kid. Okay, bet. I thought all my kids was grown, but that's how that go. Let me see what Angie said. My daughter saved my life. I was a free spirit. I probably would have had dreads down to my knees in Australia riding a kangaroo. Hey, Connie. And you know what? That is what I'm talking about, Angie. So many bad decisions I avoided because I put my children, I had to think about them. I factored them in to every decision that I made. This, I'm gonna tell y'all something. If I tell y'all, y'all promise y'all won't tell nobody. I'm gonna say it to y'all because y'all my people. I know y'all won't tell. Some years back, long time ago, long time ago, I had an offer to do a spread for Playboy. Two reasons I didn't want to do it because I didn't feel like I had the body for it. I have never had boobs ever. But the other thing was, what if my children see this one day? I had boys. You know how little managed boys are. The last thing I wanted was for somebody to come with some old magazine with my boy's mama spread, sprawled all across the page, half butt naked. And I think Playboy do their pictures pretty tasteful. I think, like, what's the name of that magazine? Hustler and some other ones do the more deep, you know. But still, I didn't want my kids to see that. People are joking now about this Freaknik documentary that's supposed to be coming out, and women are panicking because of the goings on. And if y'all know anything about what used to go down to that joint, people got some stories to tell. These are the things that I thought about when I was, because I was pretty youngish when I, as a mom, I was still at that age where people were partying and doing the thing. I thought about my babies. Even between after my first marriage, okay? Because I think that's I've always been domesticated. I just always have. But after my first marriage, there was a lady stayed in the apartment complex by us. There was a group of us young mothers. It was about 5 of us. We used to hang out. And we would get a babysitter, like to have a tequila night. If we were having a tequila night at my house, we would get the babysitter and she would go to one of the other apartments and do that whole thing. Just so if anything happened, everybody ain't drunk off their ass and can't handle the kid. But Nikki was our teenage babysitter. They used to talk about Nikki's mama, the other girls in the group, because we would see her sometimes late night leaving in a trench coat, a teddy, and 6-inch heels. And they would, that hoe, this and that. Look at how she left. And, possibly, I don't remember, but possibly I joined that conversation. I remember I did think, like, why is she, leaving the house half butt naked? She had the coat on, but still, we saw what was under it. As my kids got older, I realized and respected why Nikki's mother would do that. Because she was dating, she was single, she bust down, get her ego on. I ain't mad at her. It's her body. If she want to stand on the roof and throw it, at the birds, it's hers to do that with. But what she was doing in that process was keeping it out of her daughter's face. She wasn't bringing all kind of strange men in there over the top of her child. And I respect that. Now, it looked a little different when I was younger and didn't know any better. But as my children got older, I understood that that's a no-no. You don't bring every man you smile at up and around your children. That's something you don't do. Hey, Faith. Vibrant, did I speak to you already? Hey, boo. And I'm looking, I'm just smacking in y'all ear. I am so sorry, but this is the first time I ate anything today. I'm hungry. And I cannot see. Let me grab another device because I can't see all of the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much. I didn't have a whole lot to talk about or address, other than the fact that I'm grateful, and it's okay to just stop and appreciate what you have. And if you don't think you have anything to be grateful for, think about going without what you have right now. When you add up those little things, they're not so little. And we often, as humans, take things for granted until we no longer have them. My son, that last one, Jesus fix it. He's 17, right? And I don't know how many of you all have raised teenagers, but I promise you, it's something about year 17. It's something about that year where they're in that transition between being of age, because they ain't adults yet. You ain't adult till you pay your first light bill. But before they turn 18 and they're about to graduate and they're about to start having to look at what their life is going to look like. And 17, it's a hard year, and they turn into total buttholes. It's happened to me 10 times before now. That's why I'm ready for it. When my oldest son turned 17, and he is, I don't want to say the good child, but my oldest was never really problematic. I didn't have to discipline him too far after the age of like 5, 6, normal little kid, stupid stuff. But as far as cutting up and see, he was a good kid. He was a good kid. That year he turned 17, I thought that I was going to lose my mind. Like, who is this person? I thought I had lost my son. I'm crying to the pastor. I'm crying to my mama. I don't know if he mad at me. I don't know what. He was a ball of attitude and entitlement. I didn't get at the time that he's going through something, because that's the year when we realize I'm not a kid anymore. Shit finna get real in the field. And that's frightening. So anyway, I'm going through this again with number 11. He don't know I'm already geared up. Boy, you don't want none of this, because one thing I know about teenage attitudes, if you ignore them, they go away. The more you feed them, the bigger they get. I ain't got no time for this shit here. Get on out of my face with all your, there is nothing so wrong with your life that you have one complaint. Now, I'm not trying to negate your feelings. And if something is really wrong, son, if something is really going on that I don't know about or that's hurting you, then sit down and let's talk about it. But all this walking around with your nose up in the air and all of this miss me completely. Because I'm pro. I don't know if y'all know it. I don't care who you tell. I'm pro kick a kid's ass. I will whoop a kid's ass and feel good about myself doing it. There, I said it. Okay. Hey, Latasha. So he made a comment to one of his siblings that I'm not even going to repeat on the open air. He made a comment. I said, okay, cool. If this is how you feel, son, that's fine. You don't have to like me at all. It ain't my job to be liked by you. I ain't filled out a damn piece of paperwork that binds me to being liked by you. And if you just want to be completely honest, if you like me all the time, I'm not doing my job right. I'm supposed to get on your nerve. Although I'm not here to snatch your fun away. It ain't my job to just make you miserable and take away the things you want. But you see, son, the thing is, I can see a little further down the road than you can, because all the hell you can see is the end of your nose. All you see is what you want, what you desire, and what you want to do. You're not thinking about the robber in the bush down this street you're trying to walk down. Okay? You're not thinking about all of this oncoming traffic while you're trying to run across the street to Groneville. I see that. It's my job to protect you from that, and don't give a fuck about how you feel about it. I'm gonna share something else with y'all. Kids don't have no privacy in my house. I hear these parents, Lord Jesus. That's his space. That's his personal space. I can't go in his. I'll be damned. You want some personal space? Call LendingTree.com and get a mortgage. You don't have no personal space in my house. Now, when I say that, my girls, for instance, they all are little amateur writers like their mom. So they kept journals and diaries and that whole thing. I didn't read their diaries after they got a certain age because I don't need to know everything. I don't need to know all your inner thoughts. And I feel like it's okay to rant and vent when you're angry or when you're feeling away. Fine, I do it. I done said some stuff about my mom. She'll never hear it, but I said it because I was angry. So that's cool. After they reach a certain age, I don't need to know your innermost thoughts about how you feeling about me on the day that I didn't give you your way. So they have limited privacy when they're in my house. And as a matter of fact, if you grown and living in my house, you still have limited privacy. You want total privacy? Get your own crap. That's just how that go. I forgot where I was going with that. Lord, these kids, nobody on planet Earth can test your gangster like your own kids. Oh, son, I was talking about him. Get a mortgage. I'm vibrant. So something he wanted that I could not or was not inclined to do at the time. He threw a whole fit about it behind my back. I don't know why the siblings ain't figured out that even when we have these, y'all had them powwows, one of them gonna come tell it. It's always gonna come back to me. I don't know why they haven't figured that out, but I just let them roll the way they roll. So one of the siblings felt like he went just a step too far. Like, listen here, little dude. I know you your feelings, but that's still our mother. I'm gonna need you to, take some of that off of that when you're talking about mom. So his little our thing, I suppose, he gets up, this son right here, baby boy, and he makes my coffee in the morning. So part of his little rant was on how just she could get up, see how I feel when she get up and make her own coffee. Son, I am not the person to play the I don't give a fuck game with at all. Do we told the story? Okay. So I'm the person to do that with. You're not gonna out not give a damn me. You're not gonna out petty me. None of the things. Because everything I taught you, fool. I have forgotten more than you will ever learn. What ain't you understanding? He wanted. They love Mr. and Baby Boy. Love my loaded potatoes. I don't know what the big deal is. It ain't even that hard to do. It's just you bake the damn potato and you put the stuff on it. But it just don't taste right if I don't do it. So that was our other thing. He would make my coffee. I would make his potato. Ask me when the last time he got a potato. Because he done got to this place of entitlement where he just come in and throw his elbow on the dresser and say, what's for dinner? Or I'm hungry. Fuck that. I'm Jane. Nice to meet you. What the fuck that mean? See, if you're going to not appreciate what it is that I do, if you are so entitled that you're going to get to a space where you don't appreciate it, you just expect it, like you just inherited the mammy vote, and then you're going to complain, why do it? That's the thing. I will make a profit out of you because as soon as you talk about what I don't do, the next time you say it, I guarantee it'll be true because I'm just going to stop doing it. So let's see how that works. Because again, you don't have to like me. And you reaching that age, dear son, where my job is done. The older ones know. They tried to pull Trump on me a few times, when they got to having kids and trying to, bully me into babysitting with you, the granny, and you should, well, what you go? No, see, no, because I ain't hiked nan leg to make none of them babies. My babies are grown and I don't owe you nothing. So understand, dear children, when you turn 18 is when I clock out. Job done, it's over. So whatever I do for you beyond that point is out of the kindness of my heart. I don't owe you another other damn thing beyond year 18. When you holler that you grown, and I tell them all the time, what's the last three letters in the word grown? OWN. That spells own, as in my own. So go be grown. And even when it's a bonus, you're absolutely right. Even when you're in my house and you still under my care and my guidance and that whole thing, my job is to teach, provide, and protect. That's it. Feed you, clothe you, learn you a thing or two when I can, and protect you from unseen danger. That's my job. All this extra. How many of your friends, dear son, got cars for graduation? Eh. How many of your friends, dear son? I could go down the list of all the extras, and this is because I wanted to do it. And a lot of times it was because you deserved it. But see, what I don't do is reward bad behavior. And in the scope of Newbieville, attitude and entitlement equals bad behavior. And I can't abide that. And I'm not saying, I'm not running my child down by any means. He is a good kid, fabulous by most counts. It's just, as the old folks used to say, he's smelling his armpits. Mm-hmm. Consider me your damn deodorant. That's all. It's just a battle of wills at this point. And me personally, I am a sore loser, and I'm not even going to engage in a fight if I don't feel like I got a chance of winning. I'm just not going to do it. But these children, they like to learn the hard way. They like a good old fashioned challenge. I'm all with it. Let's go. Let's go. Because not one child that has become of age and moved out of this house, they all at some point come back and say, you know what, Ma, I thank you for every lecture. And baby, when I tell you I can give some lectures, I can give a sermon that will move mountains. Okay. I can run my mouth for 6 hours straight without taking a breath. They done had to sit through some talks for the discipline, this, and just the time, every time you said no, thank you, Mom. Because now we see all of these children, not all of the children, but most of these children, when they came to me, it was after they had children of their own. And oh, it's about to get really fun, because did I tell y'all my oldest, Honey Grant, will be 13 this year? Oh, I can't wait. Because baby, if you think you done been through something, buckle the hell up, because it's just getting started. It's just getting started. Them teenagers and these little millennium kids, fix it. It's something different. It's something different. It is absolutely something different. I was just discussing that with my Judy. All it took with my parents, my mom, my Nona, my aunts, because, I don't know how other people feel. My father, he was there, good dad, fully engaged, but the household running and the supervision of children, that was kind of mama's thing. You understand what I'm saying to you? But anyway, all it took was a look. They didn't have to say nothing. They didn't have to brandish a weapon. Jump out of line and look over and see that look. It will shut you all the way down. It will instantly knock a pause in your ass, and they ain't even open their mouth. They just looked at you, right? These kids, something different. They want to push and push and push and push. They want to get so close to that line. If the wind blow, they'll fall over. It was different. And I know each generation says this about the last, but for real, these kids are something different. And Jay Dunn, I didn't catch Gagsby. I didn't catch Jay Dunn's whole live. I was in and out because I got the little honey grand that thinks she run my household. I was, running behind her. But I heard them get on the subject of judgmental. Yeah, I had to ask myself, am I judgmental? Probably yes, but not in a malicious way. Like, it's human nature, I think, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, to judge what you're looking at because you see it. You're going to form some opinion or judgment of some kind, but not judgy to where I'm demeaning or degrading somebody for doing something different. I say that to say, I got this homegirl. She had one child, but she has a bunch of grandchildren, right? And she called, you want to go do brunch? Like, yeah, sure. Let's go. And we get to the spot. She pulling car seats out the car. Well, wait a minute. If I would have known it was a play date, I could have went and grabbed a honey. Like, I know it's all crappy as I hear myself saying it. It sounds kind of crappy, but I ain't signed up for this type of morning. You know what I'm saying? The husband at work, son at school. I could have been at home by myself, chilling. You know what I mean? I could have ate me a fruit salad and drank a mimosa at the house where it's quiet. But okay. So we got like I don't know, car seat size, 3-4 months. We got a toddler, and then we got that. We gonna call it 5-6ish age child. Oh, fix it, Jesus. Now, I don't know how other parents are set up, but like, just say you come to my house. I'm talking about my children because stuff run a little different with my grandchildren because I have to leave. I do when they hear, I do what I do, but I have to leave room for whatever beliefs and whatever hell my kids got going on as parents. So I'm talking about with my children. You come to my house, and it was 11 of them now. Mind you, 11. You might see them for the first 5 to 10 minutes of your visit because they're going to come in if they got to pass through. If they happen to have to pass through, they're going to come in, they're going to speak. Hey, Miss Vibrant. Hi, Auntie T Lounge. And they're going to get gone. That's it. That's all. If we happen to be in a situation where one of them got to sit around, if they crack their lips to say anything while the grown people are talking, mine wouldn't have done it. But you got to make a long story stupider, because it's just way too late to make it short. So we at brunch, okay? And this 6-year-old, she's 6. I'm 111, but for some reason she knew way more about my life and what I should do with it than I did, and her grandmother's for that matter. Every time we open it, well, no, I don't see it that way. Y'all should do this. No, really, the right word is that. And I'm like looking at homegirl, like, when are you gonna jump in here and say, put a breadstick in her mouth, do something? What is this? And I sat there, y'all, quiet, trying to eat my little, like they precious, the children. Oh Lord, the babies. Until I couldn't take it anymore. And I didn't have time to decide whether to say something to homegirl or just go on and address the kid. I was like kind of in the middle of deciding um, if I was going to do that. When and homegirl is talking, I don't know what she's saying at this point. I'm sorry, I had drifted. My mind was on this child with this little motor mouth. She was talking, and evidently, grandchild was trying to get her attention because the next thing I heard was, "Grandma, I know you hear me talking to you." I, listen, I'm supposed to be at home by myself, first of all. Bring me out here for this little shit. You know what I mean? I could be at home. Or I could have, I'm glad I didn't bring my, no, because anyway, to wrap that up, I just went into mama mode. Like, listen, little girl, you need to learn how to keep your mouth shut when grown people are talking. If you have something to say, you say, "Excuse me." And when you have something to say, it better be about some damn Gracie's Corner or Cocoa Melon. It better not be no grown people business. You are not in this conversation. Keep your mouth shut. Guess who got mad at who after that little display? You know what I mean? Well, that we give them, what was it, Lord Jesus? What was the dumb crap that came out of her mouth? We give them freedom of expression. They have a voice and we allow them to use it. Well, you take her freedom, her expression, her voice, and go that away, bitch. The door. I'm going home. I'm going home where kids don't do all this crap here. Bye. But then see, that's the other thing where it comes back to judgment. When my kids were growing up, there were certain children my kids were not allowed to play with. My kids couldn't play with kids that didn't get disciplined. And I ain't talking about you got to beat your child for your child to hang out with my child. No, I'm saying the kind of parents that see their kids and hear their kids doing things and they don't notice it until somebody else say something. Now they got a fucking attitude like that. My kids can't play, because when I tell my kids, for instance, with some of their cousins, y'all are cousins, don't fight each other. I only had to say that once, and my kids knew we don't fight. We ain't no infighting. This is family, which caused one of my kids to get sucker punched in his eye, and he looking like, what? I want to take his head off. But my mama said, and you see, I'm waiting on the other parent to react. Did you see? Did you see this little? Did you see your little gremlin hit my son in the eye? Did you saw that, right? I'm waiting on her to react. She ain't do nothing. So once again, I had to handle it. They gotta now they mad with me. Well, get color this little child. So yeah, no, my children couldn't play with children who didn't get discipline. Go get the other phone, Jen. It's on the flat charger on my nightstand. Say hi. I know it's killing you. Say hi. Say hi to the people. They can hear you.
I was gonna say that is
I know that. Okay. Now everybody heard you. Everybody can see you. Beat it. Go get the other phone. My other phone is in there on the charger. You can use that one. Uh-huh. See what I mean? They don't want nothing all day. They don't want nothing. Soon as anything or anybody else is getting my attention, here they come. That's how it goes. Well, that's my little bumpkin. That's my little baby girl. That's my little baby girl. She's excited. School starts in a week. Oh, yeah, about a week from now. One day next week, they'll be back in school. She's all excited and ready to do that. And one of my other children has just moved back in state, so she'll have a cousin at the school with her. So she's real excited about that. That'll be that'll be an experience. Look out, school. Here they come. Sweet babies though, smart babies. Whew. But yeah, I just physically wore myself out telling that story. I I love children, as you can tell, because not only that I always, of course I had mine. I always had extra children around. If it was a family member's child too, because I done raised a couple of them too. They don't remember none of this now, you know, but I did. And my kids, they always, the company was, it was just, my house was youth central all the time. It was just always a lot going on and pretty much never a dull moment. But I have many young people now who still call me, mama, or whatever derivative they use. So that's a cool feeling to have them come and appreciate and express to me what it was that I was able to, whatever jewels I was able to drop in their life. It's a good feeling to hear that, you know, I was effective, that it meant something, you know. That's a pretty cool feeling. And some of the thing I find interesting is that the ones who lacked discipline at home, when they got to know me, were the ones who wanted to be around me the most, the children. They wanted the discipline. Hear me when I tell you, and when I say discipline, look up the word, okay? Don't be judging me. I said I kicked my kids' ass. Um, Discipline, structure. Children crave that. Children crave that. So all of this not wanting them to be mad at you, they'll be mad 5 minutes and they'll be all the better for it when it's over. Because at how I was raised and how I raised mine, when it comes to your hurt feelings and your higher good is going to win every time. Them little feelings, they'll heal. How many did I hurt? You got some more. Focus on the ones that ain't hurt or bruised or bumped. Do that. It's not your job to be liked by your children. It's feel good when they like you. But if they just like you all the time and they never have a complaint about what mama did or didn't do or daddy wouldn't let, you might want to re-examine some things. You're supposed to get on their nerve. Y'all got parents. Didn't your parents get on your nerve at some time or another? My mother still get on my nerve. I hope she ain't listening. I love you, mommy. Hi. Um, but I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine not being able to pick up the phone and call my mother just for her to get on my nerve. I appreciate, just like my kids told me, I appreciate all the time she said no to the dumb stuff that I thought I couldn't live without and didn't know my butt from a hole in the floor. It was her job to tell me no, stupid. She didn't say that, but some of the stuff we talk about amongst parents as parents and know that I love my kids and I ain't talking about them, but this little motherfucker getting on my nerve right now, we can do that with each other because we understand that I'm not saying I hate my kids and I want to throw them, take them for a ride down by the lake. It ain't that deep, but right now, this little person is on my nerve. That's normal. And likewise, you're going to get on their nerve and you're going to be the bad guy in a lot of their stories. You know why? Because they know you love them. And how often do we lash out as grown, full-bodied adults? We lash out at the people we know love us the most because we know they're going to be there. And we know they're going to forgive us because they love us. We will wear a hole in grace when we know that we're loved. And not consciously all the time. Some of us a little left of center. But it happens that way. It's just what it is. But you recognize these things in yourself and you begin to change them. It's some things that I thought, I had down to a science. I thought I was a good listener the entire time I was raising kids. It took for one of my children to respectfully call me out for me to realize I wasn't as good a listener as I thought I was because I was listening to jump in and respond and fix and help. And sometimes they just wanted to be heard. They didn't want me to fix it. They just wanted me to understand it. You understand what I'm saying? I haven't looked at nary a comment. I do apologize. That's what I was doing. I see how mm, I'm having one of my ranty days. This is what happened when I'm in a good mood. I get garrulous, loquacious. I was moving to grab another device so that I could see my comments because it is a different situation on StreamYard. Y'all, please stop being mad at people on stream when they on live and they don't speak to you individually because a lot of times they didn't see you. I promise you they didn't because I go through it and I have a very small chat. It's only a few of us in here. Imagine when it's a couple of hundred people or more, you know? So stop holding people to that. Vibrant says a judgment is essentially a reasoned opinion. Opinion is a broad category that includes both reasoned arguments and feelings that aren't based on facts or knowledge, such as preferences. Got you. Grown and sexy. I don't know what I was talking about when you said that, but I'm always down for some grown and sexy. I'm all out disciplined. Nobody is going to tell me how to raise mine. I hear you. You all about discipline. Okay. I'm all about discipline. Nobody is going to tell me how to raise mine. Some of these people think hey, chefs, some people really feel like you're just supposed to let the kids have their way. That's healthy. It's conducive to a no, it's not. The hell? Maybe they want to hit me with the child. I ain't even going there. But you pop your child, you got PTSD from slavery. Now slavery, I heard about it and it was awful, but I've never been one. So there's that. And that's all I got to say about that. Chef Outspoken, I'm glad that you're here because I see that you share. Oh, excuse me. You share a lot of my content, but I don't know how to get on there and like give you a message. When I try to send you a message to say thank you, it's under my original post and not under the post that you repost like that. So anyway, thank you so much for that. I see it and I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll learn how to let you know that I see it when I see it. But I have been and thank all of y'all for being here to hear me run my mouth 90 miles a minute. And for all of the people who have shared, like, subscribe, just any of the things, I appreciate it. Because you could have been anywhere, but y'all decided to come over here and listen to me run my mouth. And I never have a topic, but I think sometimes we have a little good to come out of it. I hope we learn something from each other. What? Mm. You love everything I say. Thank you. What a kind thing for you to say. What a kind thing for you to say. I think I done got quiet one because I'm trying to eat and not crunch in the mic. But I really am out of gas. I exhausted myself talking about children, just talking about little people. They'll take it out of you, but you know what? They are so, so worth it. I don't even know how to imagine looking at my life without my children in it. I don't know. I don't remember who I was before them. And I can't imagine who I would be now. They saved me in so many ways. And in the biggest way is that they separated me from my darkness, if that makes sense. They truly did. They separated me from my darkness. They gave me hope just by being alive. So precious, so pure. non-judgmental till they reach a certain age. But all all of all of that is just I wouldn't trade it for anything in this world. I wouldn't trade it for anything in this world. And I remember with the first three, the oldest three, when I was well and truly on my own. And that's when I talked before about when I stayed in the apartment complex with the five women that we became lifelong friends through that situation. Um, that is the first time that it really, they were like one, two, and three, the children. And it just hit me like when they have a question about life or whatever, it's me. I'm the person that's supposed to know it. The people that they grow up to be is going to be determined by what I do now. Oh my God, I was scared crapless. Like, how do I, that, what, who? I was in a panic, right? And I think I may have told this story before, but it bears repeating. So just, if you heard it, shut up and listen again. My baby girl had this Lego block kitchen set. It was a big old thing of big, large Lego blocks. When you build it and put it, it looked like a little kitchen set. So I was in the kitchen cooking, and when I cook, I always had my music going, and I would sing and dance around my kitchen as I'm cooking. So in the middle, when the sauce is simmering and the meat is done and you just got it warming, at that point in the meal, I went peeped in to see what the kids were doing, just to check on them. They were, to a science, imitating me, dancing, singing, and cooking. And it occurred to me in that moment that if I say please and thank you, they will say please and thank you. If I display good manners, so will they. If I don't, a whole bunch of stuff, maybe they won't. And it just taught me to lead by example. And, to have the words ready when they needed the words, but teach them through my actions. And all of that terror went right out of me. It became very simple. Be what you want to see in your children, period. Just do it. Just do it. And you can get up to, the other stuff. Just don't do it in front of the kids. Just protect them. They children. They don't need to know everything right now. They don't have to understand all the bull crap that we go, because I look at adult like this cannot be the same adulthood I wanted so bad when I was little. This shit is raggedy as hell. This don't look nothing like the hood I was trying to go to. I done took a detour and ended up in the ghetto. This ain't it. So let them babies be kids while they're kids. And mommies, I might piss a few of y'all off when I say this. And I said it before, I'll say it again. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. Your son is not your mate. He is not your partner. He is not your king. That's your kid. Let him be a kid. He ain't them younger kids' daddy, babysitter, none of that. Take that pressure off of that boy. It is not his job to take care of you and see about you and hold the house down and be the king of the castle and the man of the house. That's a baby. Let him be a kid. Trust me, the time flies. He'll get there soon enough. Let him be a kid while he's a kid. Okay? And on that note, I'm going to let y'all go because I got to eat. And what I'm eating is really good. And I want to smack. You ever smack when you eat? Smack sometimes. It make your food taste better. And I'm not going to do that in y'all's ear. So once again, thank y'all for joining me. I feel like it's something that I wanted to say that I forgot. But if I remember, I'll just come back. See how that works? You have been in the lab with the mad scientist with her pen and pad. Peace, y'all. learn things,